Hi guys, Loppy here. I'm a magical bunny girl. I am a VTuber. I stream games on Twitch, mostly horror games, and I also make YouTube videos on things that interest me, like anime and Lolita fashion. So this video is going to be mostly like unscripted, but I will be using notes. I'm making this video for like people who mainly for people who want to get into VTubing, who are like considering going into VTubing. And this is just stuff that I wish I knew before becoming a VTuber. That wouldn't have changed my my decision to become a VTuber, but it might change someone else's. Like, don't get me wrong, I don't mean for this video to like turn anyone away from VTubing, but I think I'm going to cover some things that might do that. VTubing is like a hobby and like a passion that has a very high barrier to entry for most people, and I feel like some of these things aren't talked about enough. So yeah, let's just get into it. Oh, before I forget, I would like to say that I'm going to try to keep this video mostly like VTuber specific, not just like general Twitch YouTuber stuff, but some of that might leak in here just because they are so interrelated, but I will try to keep it mostly like VTuber stuff. Anyway, let's continue on. Okay. So we'll start off with the cost, which is like the most obvious downside to VTubing. So let's start with like the most obvious cost would be like the model. This doesn't have to be expensive. My avatar is a V-word avatar. You can make one yourself by just changing the textures in V-Roid Studio. I'm not an artist, so I commissioned mine for like $50. Yeah, so it doesn't have to be expensive. If you want to get like a custom 3D model, which is what I would like to move to eventually, that's anywhere from like $1,000 to like $4,000, depending on like who you're commissioning, of course. If you want to go live 2D, the cost can range anywhere from free if you do it yourself, but is it really free when you spend hours and weeks trying to draw your model and all the various layers needed to rig it in live 2D while also learning live 2D? Anyway, so you can get it from like free to, you know, it varies. I would say like the median that I've seen for rigging and art, like full body art, would be like $600. So yeah, it's it can be really expensive. It can go up to like $2,000. So be prepared for some costs if you want to go live 2D. If you want to go 3D, like I chose to, you can get it for like free or very low cost. Software wise, for 3D, I would honestly just say go with like free software like VC Face or Magic Mirror. The free software is pretty good. I wouldn't use Leopard or anything. That's also like $35 or something, and it's just, in my opinion, it's not as good. But for 2D models, you can use VTube Studio. That's definitely like the best option, and that's like $15, I think. I bought it a while back, like $15, I'm pretty sure. Hardware, yes. So if you want to use fancy schmancy iPhone tracking, that's what I was like trying to show off there. Anyway, so this might be a little obvious, but you're definitely going to need an iPhone if you want to use like iPhone tracking. You need like an iPhone 10 or higher. another expense. If you don't have a microphone, you're obviously going to like need a microphone. If you aren't using iPhone tracking, you're gonna need a webcam. You're going to need like a good PC. That old Dell probably won't cut it. Laptop probably won't cut it. Yeah, I know I use like a Leap motion tracker for my hands. That was like $80. I think like $95 with shipping. So yeah, I mean, hardware is definitely another consideration. You don't need like the best stuff, but you need stuff. And then commissions, like art commissions. These aren't necessary by any means. You can just take pictures of your model and use them as like your profile pictures and banners and stuff. But if you want like a profile picture that's not just like your avatar smiling or whatever, you're probably going to want to commission that art. Same with like logos and stuff. I don't have a logo because I haven't commissioned it yet. I've been like living off of the past, like the same 2 commissions for like the past 2 months, and I think it's getting a little old now, so I think we're gonna have to pay for another commission again. But yes, so altogether I started VTubing for like $110, going like the affordable route. I already had an iPhone 10. I use a Vroid avatar. Yeah, so I mean, it doesn't have to be expensive, but even $110 can be too like big a barrier of entry for like some people, you know? Especially if you're not like confident streaming. If you don't know that this is something that you'll want to do, you probably don't want to invest in like a model and all the software and hardware that you'll need only to discover that you don't like streaming. And I've seen that with a lot of people. Like, I've genuinely seen that with a ton of people. Like, they'll be hyping themselves up for like 4 months, and they'll have this like huge debut and everyone comes, and then a month later they'll be graduating because they've discovered that they don't really like streaming. And that's okay. Streaming isn't for everyone. Making YouTube videos isn't for everyone. But don't pay like $700 only to discover that you don't like it, you know? It just feels like a waste. So I want to put this out here. Cost is definitely like a huge aspect to why you wouldn't want to start VTubing. So yeah, moving on to the next portion. And secondly, I would like to talk about like the community, because unlike TikTok, or like Twitter, I remember vividly this TikTok, and it was like, become a VTuber. The community is so supportive. And yes, the community can be very nice and very supportive. However, it can also be extremely catty. Like, okay, the best thing I can compare it to is I am a member of like the Lolita community, and same with the Lolita community. At first, and like generally, it can be very supportive and kind and nice. However, if drama gets stirred, shit hits the fan, because everyone will dogpile on it. And okay, I don't want to be like, I don't know. I don't want to be like scaring people, because if drama starts, it's usually for a good reason. Like, I saw someone someone was like being homophobic and transphobic, and they got called out and then dogpiled on and shitted on, rightfully so. But it can definitely be like pretty rough. I know. I remember specifically, I'll say it by name because this is like a big VTuber, but Mori Calliope. Mori made a song, and she said like, you have to make content if you want to grow. And a certain subset of like VTubers that just tweet all day and don't actually make content, like, I don't want to I don't want to call these people out because it's not like all VTweeters are like necessarily bad. Some just don't have a good PC and are trying to save up and are like being themselves before they can necessarily stream because it's too expensive. But like a certain subset of them were very mad that Maury said you had to like stream or like make YouTube videos to grow and get an audience, which is very strange. But like it just kind of like goes to show like how much drama and how much shit can be stirred in this community, and it's so strange. I would also like to say that like I know this was definitely like my perception before like actually getting into the community. People can be like, it is so easy to get an audience as a VTuber because the community is so supportive. Well, yes, it is very supportive. However, it's not a community that will like lift you up into the heavens and you'll suddenly have like average of 35 viewers because some big VTuber shouted you out. Like it's not feasible. It doesn't happen. Like generally it does not happen, or at least it hasn't happened for me, and I've been streaming for like 3 months now and interacting with the community. Yeah, I don't think any community is capable of that, you know? Like there's no community that would like instantly make you famous because you're small and they want to support you. Yeah, so I think the cattiness and you know like the fact that you won't become popular just by being a VTuber, I mean these are kind of things that every group, like every community, especially online communities, like exhibit, but I feel like people really downplay them in the VTuber community, because all I hear is, you know, like all I heard when becoming a VTuber was, oh, the community is so supportive. And well, yes, it is supportive. I try to be supportive. It's not like I'm huge, but I try to help other people out, you know? But yeah, it's not perfect. It's not magical. It's not magical like I am. Anyway, yeah. So that's definitely something that like needs to be said, especially if you're considering becoming a VTuber for the community. Anyway, let's get into like the good stuff, because I am sick of talking about the bad stuff, and I don't want to leave you with the impression that being a VTuber is like sucky, you know? And on the other side of the same coin, one of the great things about being a VTuber is the community, because while, like I said and made very clear, it is not perfect, it is still very supportive and just on the whole very good and wholesome. I have felt like nothing but love since joining the community, except for those like few bouts of drama aimed at other people, of course. I am unproblematic. Anyway, so so yeah, like I know in the community people will like make fan art for other people. I've had fan art like made of me simply because I was like, hey, could you, like, people will post like threads and they'll be like, drop your PNG down below and I will draw you, and it's so nice, it's so wholesome. There's these things called like networking threads, and you can find new VTubers on there. You can advertise yourself. It's very nice. Some of the bigger VTubers, I specifically think of like Domo and Iron Mouse. They are very supportive, and they do like interviews with other VTubers, and like Mousy did this thing where she like reviews like smaller VTubers, and yeah, it's super supportive. It's very nice. It gets like eyes on other VTubers. I think on the whole, like what you hear about the VTubing community is correct, you know? It is supportive. It is a very nice place. People will just be like, hey, if you want to get a skeb with me, skeb is like, I forget that these things aren't like normal person lingo. A skeb is like a commission. It's a type of commission. They'll be like, hey, if anyone wants to like get a commission with me, tell me and I will. And and you can like sort of get commissions that like cost money with other people, especially if you're like friends. And it's super easy to just like, you know, I mean, I have anxiety, so it's not as easy for me, but like send them a Twitter DM and be like, hey, do you want to collab? Which is another thing that's like super great about like the VTubing culture is like collabing, you know? Like, can I just like play a game with you on Tuesday next week? Blah, blah, blah. It's very fun. And I feel like it's a good way to make friends. VTubing is a good way to make friends, generally. Like, if you put effort into it and, like, reach out to other people, it is quite easy to do. So yeah, the community is both a hindrance and a huge help. So I'll put that out there. That's one of the good things that I would definitely, like, recommend VTubing for. Yeah. And then moving on to the other, like, good thing about VTubing that I'd like to put out there is it's just, like, very fun and very fulfilling. I guess this goes for any streaming or, like, YouTube content creating in general, but I know for me, VTubing is very fun. Like, growing a little community and being able to, like, hang out and chat with people, like, after a long day and just, like, play video games or whatever. I feel like that is the best. Feeling like you make someone's day better by being goofy and like playing video games. It's a great feeling. It really is. I feel like I have become much less shy, and I've come out of my shell through VTubing. If it's very fulfilling. I'm very proud of how far I've come, even though I may not be huge. I'm still like, I'm doing great. I think it's very fun. I love what I do. And I think that is like the biggest draw to VTubing, I think, is just how like fun and fulfilling it is. Like, if you love what you're doing, then you're doing the right thing, you know? Maybe I'm naive, but you know, you can make other people feel better. You can make yourself feel better. You can talk about things you love, do things you love. I think it's a very great medium for that. And for that, I will give my highest praise. Yeah, so that's about all I have to say. Honestly, you get like, you get the cost in the community for the bad things, and then for the good things, you have the community and how fun and fulfilling VTubing is. Yeah, I think, sorry if this video is like a mess. I have ADHD and I tend to ramble. And yeah, if you guys would like a series of how to get started VTubing, especially for like, if you want to start like low cost, or like learn how to grow, I would love to make a series on like like a VTubing boot camp. A boot camp. That's not funny. That's not clever. Anyway, so yeah, if you guys would like a series of videos on how to VTube, and how to grow, I would love to do that. I think that would be super fun. I love talking for long periods of time about things I care a lot about, in case you haven't figured that out yet. But anyway, yes. So thank you for watching the video. If you've gotten this far, thank you so very much. If you liked the video, please leave a like. Maybe subscribe if you liked me. Check out my Twitch where I play video games. check out my other videos, wherever, wherever, the card shows up. I'll link to my latest video where I talk about trans people in anime, my favorite trans anime characters. I done a video on, like, Kill la Kill. No, feminists have not canceled Kill la Kill. I had a lot of fun doing that video. And if you really like my work and you would like to support it, please check out my Ko-fi linked below. Follow me on Twitter for stream updates and my schedule. And thank you so very much for watching this far. And yes, don't forget to comment before I end off the video. Don't forget to comment something. I don't know. What's your favorite Pokemon? Mine's Banette. But yeah, if you've gotten this far, comment your favorite Pokemon so I can know. I'll know. I can see you. Okay, anyway, see you guys. Thank you so much for watching.